busted open a little exclusive with Thea Trinidad, our good pal. What's up? How you doing?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Army of the Damned is the movie, correct?
Yes.
All right. Who's in it? When's it coming out? Give us a little primer on the movie.
Well, it's me, Tommy Dreamer, which he does an amazing job, Maria Kanellis. We have some really great people with Sully Erna, who's the lead singer of Godsmack. He's the lead in the movie, and he's absolutely amazing. He brings such intensity to the character. Tony Todd, who was in Candyman, is in it. And Michael Berryman. And Joey Fatone, actually. He's in there, too.
Joey Fatone?
Joey Fatone's in there. David Chokichi from Baywatch.
Oh.
So, yeah, we have a great cast. And everybody's, I think, cast perfectly.
I don't know who that person from Baywatch is. I was just thinking about all the girls from Baywatch.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I was thinking the same thing. Now, this is your third movie now. So is this now you're an actress and you've gotten away from the wrestling? Is this something that you're, are you a permanent, like, Hollywood movie star now?
No, I don't want to say that I'm a permanent Hollywood movie star, but I would love to break into acting more. It was just something that I went on set. I remember Tommy Dreamer was on a set of another movie, and he's like, hey, come visit me on the set. And I went there, and then the director and Eric Roberts came up to me, and they're like, hey, can we kill you tomorrow? And I was like, oh, are you serious? Are you just kidding? You're not kidding. No. But they were doing a horror movie, and they needed somebody else to be killed in the next scene, and they said that I'd be perfect for it. And I was like, all right. And I did it, and that's how I formed that relationship, and then I got on Army of the Damned. So this is my third one, but I'm not done with wrestling. I don't feel like I've accomplished everything I need to in wrestling yet, so who knows? We'll see.
Any independent bookings we should look out for you coming up?
Yes, I have one September 21st is the Wrestle Spectacular. I believe I'm wrestling Jillian Hall that day.
Ooh.
I believe so, which I love wrestling her. She's amazing. So, and then October 5th, I'm wrestling Velvet Sky in Torrington, Connecticut. And then October 12th, I'm doing FWE in New York. So
nice.
It's going to be great. It's good to finally get back into wrestling. I took a break for a little bit just to handle the movie stuff, but now I'm just, you miss it. So I'm going to be back.
Yeah, we were at the Brooklyn show just a couple of months ago over the summer, and the first person I thought of was you, sorry, just because, you're a part of that scene and about TNA. And were you happy with the way things ended with TNA? Did you wish things went a little further, or did you think it was just time for you to go?
Well, I really enjoyed my time there in TNA. I really did. And it was just towards the end, I wasn't exactly happy. I kind of wish that things would have went differently. Like, one of the biggest things I've always wanted was if me and Sarita had a feud. That's one of the biggest things I wanted. I even pitched it. I was like, hey, well, what if, I don't know, if she had a championship run because she deserved it. And, she turned on me or I turned on her, and it just built from there. And we have wrestled each other so many times just practicing, and the fans would have loved what we would have prepared for them. It would have been great. But I will say that when my contract expired, I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to just step away for a little bit. It doesn't mean that I'm done, but I'm just done with TNA just for a little bit. And who knows? I'm never saying I won't go back there or try for somewhere else, but wrestling, it's in me. So,
when you look at the current state of the Knockouts division, does it almost make you doubly disappointed? Because, there's really like 4 girls right now doing their thing, and they're great. It's obviously it's awesome anytime you get to see Gail Kim. ODB has her pluses and minuses, let's just say. Obviously, Mickey's a legend,
yes.
And you see some, an appearance here or there, but there's such a lack of depth now where you and Sarita, you could really bring that vibrancy back to the division. It's confusing, considering where the Knockouts were and where they are now.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think that there's just so much more that they can be doing with the Knockouts, because every single girl that they have there is very talented and in their own way. Everybody is so different. And that's what I think also brought the Knockouts division, for people to be like, oh my God, they're great, because everybody's so different. You had, me and Sarita, and then you had the beautiful people, and you had, Winter, and she was crazy. So, it was great back then. But I think right now they're just going through their, what is it called? Growing pains, So
a decade in, Dave, it's kind of hard to have the growing pains.
Well, you were mentioning the Knockouts division and how, things are different. But as a company, you look at where the company was when you just were about to leave. There was some buzz around it. You know, Austin Aries was the champion. A lot of people were talking in a positive way. It seems like since you left, that the company is kind of taking a downward spiral. I mean, is it just me, or have you seen the same thing too?
I think anybody would agree that since I left anywhere, it would be going on a downfall. I would think that too. Well, no, I think they were doing something really great, especially when you bring up Austin Aries, how they gave him, you know, the championship, and that was amazing. You know, everybody was so behind him. But then after the whole switching to Jeff Hardy, which I love Jeff Hardy, but like switching it to him, I just felt like once they gave the title to Austin Aries, he wasn't from WWE, and he had a huge fan base, and he could have really carried TNA and brought it to another level, you know, where most fans would be, oh, that's just, you know, WWE rejects, or anybody who's, you know, whatever, left WWE has always gone to TNA. But if they had somebody who wasn't from WWE holding the belt and just doing an amazing job, I think that's the route that they need to take, you know. But as far as the knockouts, they need some flavor. They really do. I mean, spice it up, seriously. I mean, I know a lot of people can't do it like me and Sarita can, but they need something. They really do.
You know, we just talked to Chris Jericho, and he kind of echoed that sentiment, not just with the wrestlers, but he's just like the overall product should be different. It should be a complete alternative to WWE, or you get lost in the sauce. Do you agree?
I totally agree with that. And I mean, coming from Chris Jericho, I mean, he has so much experience with, you know, wrestling in general, not just WWE, but, you know, he knows what's going to sell, what's going to make money, and he's right. TNA needs to do something different that's just going to kick everybody's ass and say, whoa, they're different. I want to watch that. I don't know if the free pay-per-views is the right way to go. I don't know what really is going to happen, but I will say that, I mean, you know what? I worked for TNA, and the whole Bound for Glory series kind of confused me too. It's just me being honest. And
it also wasn't completed to its fullest. I mean, it was supposed to be 11 matches for each guy. They didn't even get to 11 matches in the round robin. So that's tough when you can't complete your own tournament. Yeah,
you know what? There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. I feel like everybody, they have great ingredients, just not the right chefs maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or too much. You never really know, but something's got to just spark it. They need a spark. They need some kind of fire that's just going to bring them to that next level that they've been waiting for.
Now, you mentioned Tommy Dreamer, and Tommy Dreamer is a part of the movie that you're in, and you know, and you've been doing a lot of wrestling for him. Has he been somewhat of a mentor for you?
Oh, completely. Tommy Dreamer, he, again, and I'll always say this, he has no idea, as much as he'll joke around with me, he has no idea how much I really, truly appreciate him. Because from the second we met, it was just, I don't know, at first it was kind of like oh, hi, I'm Thea, very nice to meet you. I was so excited to meet him. He's like, oh, hey, I'm Dreamer. And he walked away, and I was like, oh, damn. But after my match, he was like, all right, come here, we got to talk. Come here. And he was just like, all right, first of all, you did a beautiful moonsault. You did this right, you did this wrong, but change this, and I think you have some great potential, and I can really help you out. He's like, I'm not trying to be, you know, weird or anything, but I'm telling you, you have something, and I see it. And right there, I was just like, okay, what do I need to do? And I followed his instructions exactly, and I've just had nothing but respect for him, and he's just taken me along. I mean, he got me my first wrestling job, my first acting job, everything. Wow. So, and it's kind of cool because in the movie Army of the Damned, we play a veteran cop and a rookie cop. So you see how in real life it just plays so well into the movie, and that's what the director saw. And he was just like, no, you guys have to play these roles. It's going to be amazing. So. Well,
while we don't know Dreamer quite as good as you do, the one thing that we realized quickly with Tommy that as long as you engage him, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
But the second that guy is disinterested, he's somewhere else. I love that about him, too, because you know where you stand with the guy right away.
He's very honest, very upfront. And that's one thing I've always cherished from him, because I remember having such an awful match, and I don't care what anybody says. I know, and I'm very critical on myself. And I know, okay, I could have done better here or whatever. And everybody was talking about this match, like, it was so great, it was so great. I was like, no, I felt like something was wrong. So then I was like, Dreamer, tell me something. He was like, all right, it was awful, and this is what was wrong, this is what was wrong, this is what was okay, but you need to change this. And then the next time I fixed it, and that's how you learn. You need somebody telling you, no, you were awful. This is what you need to change. And he's just been that person for me. I don't need to have my hand held. I don't need sugarcoating. I need slap me in the face with reality. What's going on so I can change it. Like, that's how he is. And he's very cutthroat, and you know, he's a sweetheart, though. I mean, he's
we haven't seen that side of him.
No, I mean, you know what, though? He's a sweetheart because he has a side to him. Like an example, on Father's Day, he texted me and was just like, you know, I know that this has always been a hard day for you, but just know that your wrestling daddy, which I call him, he's like, your wrestling daddy loves you. So he has a very sweet side to him, and then he'll start talking about, all right, now just do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll show a little bit of sweetness, and then he'll get sour again. So it changes. But, you know, and I mean, he's been an amazing support to me. 9/11 this past Wednesday, he always gets in touch with me. And it's weird because he texted me at 10:28, and he was just like, you know, it's really weird that I just realized I texted you when the second building fell. And he's like, your dad must be watching. I was like, you know what? I think he is, because that was his building.
Can you believe it's been a dozen years, 12 years?
No. I really feel like it was maybe a year or two ago, even now. You know, but I just did, and I posted up a video on my Twitter, Thea Trinidad at Thea Trinidad TMT. But I just posted a video just to thank everybody for their support that day, because I got an overwhelming amount of love and support, and it really meant a lot to me. And I can't tell you, like, people say all the time, how did you get through this, or how did you get over such a tragedy in your life? And I didn't. Like, you guys helped me do that, you know. So it's.
You never
crazy.
Really get over it, though.
No, and it's even weird being here. Like, in New York, it's always kind of weird, but when I went to the memorial on Wednesday, it was absolutely beautiful. I can't believe the fountains, like the memorial that they have set up, is beautiful.
It's stunning.
Beautiful. So, I mean, there can be construction going on or people screaming, but you can't hear any of it because the fountains are just so loud and peaceful. It's really, really nice.
Wow.
So, but actually, I wanted to throw in here, like, I put it in the video, but 2011 was the 10-year anniversary, and I was with TNA, and after the backstage segment I had with JB, Hulk Hogan came up to me, and I spoke to Sting earlier, and he was just like, wow, I had no idea. And we had a good hour conversation. I didn't know Hulk very well at that time. Hour conversation about his experience on 9/11 and mine. And after that, I remember just saying to myself, oh my God, like, Dad, he was your favorite. Like, he knows about you now. Like, he will never know how much that meant to me. So it's crazy. Wrestling has blessed me in so many ways.
And your dad was a big reason why you got involved in wrestling in the first place.
Yes, he and it's funny because I was just looking. Anytime I get down when it comes to wrestling, if my body hurts or I'm like, oh my God, my concussion, or I don't want to do this or whatever, I look at my dad's wrestling trophies because he was an amateur wrestler in high school. So anytime I look at it, I'm like, okay, all right, I see it. Like, this is meant for you. And I know deep down, like, again, when I say I'm not done, I really feel like there's something I need to accomplish. I think everybody knows how I feel and what I'm talking about, and it's in my blood, you know. And he was the one who took me to, my God, he took me to an ECW event. I was scared out of my mind.
Wow.
You know, but he can, anywhere he can get wrestling tickets. He got me my first wrestling shirt, which I still have. It was a Hardy Boys shirt. And, I mean, anything. He got it from radio shows. He knew somebody who worked for the ticket people. Like, he was weird that way. But anytime he can get a wrestling event ticket, he got it for us. So.
Wow. On a lighter note, you'll appreciate this too. A lot of people get Dave's wrath on Busted Open, okay? But
I've heard.
JoJo from Total Divas continues to catch Dave's ire. Now, there's only one reason, and he's brought her up multiple times on the show, and he keeps saying, why is JoJo there when it should be Thea?
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's high praise right
I
there.
thank you for that, because it's like,
true.
oh my God. It's really sweet because I look at her and, I mean, I can't hate the girl, you know? I mean, I look at her and I'm like, yeah, okay, I see some. On the outside, people will be like, oh, well, they look so much alike because they have curly hair and they're short and tan.
Until you see her in the ring, by the way. I mean, jeez.
I mean, either you have it or you don't.
Ooh.
But what she does have is an amazing voice. And I heard that when I was watching SummerSlam. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I love seeing someone so little with such a big voice. Or, you know, like Tony
Yeah.
Braxton or something. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? She may not be great in the ring because she's just starting. Or she, you know, it's an opportunity. She's taking advantage of it. I get it. You know, I can't hate on her. So I tweeted her. And I was just like, hey, like, I saw you on SummerSlam. She did a great job. And, you know, keep representing for the little people, you know? So something like that. And then she tweeted me back. She's like, oh, my God, thank you so much. And she was very, you know, thankful and gracious for it. So, you know, I was like, you know, that's cool, you know? And a lot of the fans were like, oh, my God, they don't hate each other. No, I don't know her, you know? But at the same time, Do I wish that that was me? Absolutely, because you know what? It would bring such a different flavor to WWE, to the fans, to Total Divas, but they haven't, like unpackaged me yet. It hasn't come out. I mean, it came out a little bit in TNA, but man, have I grown and evolved since then. I've been training at Dreamer's House of Hardcore, Amazing Red's House of Glory, and I'm telling you. And then Sarita came down not that long ago, about a month ago, to visit me.
She'll chain you up
and
now.
She trained me, oh my God. And it was amazing. She always makes me step my game up. And I've been training really hard. I just signed up for CrossFit, actually.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, like, I've been working very, very hard, and things will change, I hope.
We talked to Chris Jericho before about the new performance center at the WWE. I was going to say that you're smitten, but I'm smitten by Chris Jericho. Such soulful eyes. Anyway,
you said he has big muscles too.
Listen, come on, it's never mind. The performance center that the WWE has.
Oh, man.
Does that and Doug's asked this question on the air several times. Does that hurt wrestling or help? And I'll say it in this regards. Obviously, it helps the WWE, but does it hurt independent wrestling?
I really don't see how it can hurt anybody, to be honest. I think that they're really showing that they care about the future of their company, and it kind of makes everybody in the indies work harder. They're like, okay, well, I want to get there. Like, yeah, eventually we want to go to the WWE, but like, if we can just get there, that's my, how I look at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, I remember William Regal was telling me about how they have, the promo area, and they have so many rings and just coaches. And I mean, Sarah Del Rey, she's amazing. So for her to be, helping out the Divas is a blessing for them. So it's just, I'm like, wow, this is great, because I just see it taking such a positive turn, and I think that finally you have something to look forward to. And it's kind of like, okay, well, if you're heading to WWE or TNA, you don't know if you're going to get the runaround. You are. But the Performance Center is like, oh my God, you have something to look forward to. Like, this makes you want to just appreciate wrestling more, and just, you can watch because you got to know the old to know the good. You really do. And I think that if they're having people coming in and training them and just talking, because listening to Chris Jericho talk, I was just like, oh my God, like, he's so insightful, and it's very inspiring, because I just was listening and I was like, you know what? Yeah, you have to just kick that door down, and you have to make sure that you make an impact, So I think it's a good thing. I really don't see it being any kind of negatives for anybody.
Thea, before we let you go, how can we get Army of the Damned? When is it out? Where can we find it? Give us the rundown on the movie.
Well, we're going to be premiering it at Rock and Shock, which is in Boston, the October 18th, 19th, and 20th. And it's going to come out worldwide January 14th, 2014. So it's going to hit Redbox, it's going to hit Netflix, it's going to be everywhere. And we're going to be pimping the hell out of it. So, because I'm telling you, it's such a great film, and I'm so proud of it. So, and I'm proud of everybody.
Do you get to kill people?
I get to kill so many people. It's amazing. Awesome. And, one of my favorite ones... my favorite scenes in the whole movie, there's one of them, and I won't get too into it, but I have a really epic fight scene with Celierna from Godsmack, and he's so intense, and me, like, I finally got to bring some of, what I know from wrestling into it, so I get thrown around a lot, but I do some ass kicking, and I do some stabbing, and it's awesome, and I bring them onto my little Army of the Damned, so it's cool.
Oh, see, it's a must-watch. It's a must-watch.
She just sold it right there.
Absolutely.
It's only Thea Trinidad could do. Thea, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thea, Busted Open Nation on YouTube.